Hi there. I am still self-distancing and I'm videotaping with my trusty iPhone here in my kitchen at home. I was trying to think of what type of an arrangement we could do, again, with very few flowers here in the springtime. And I was thinking about the season and I thought, oh my gosh, it's May. I mean, I have been self-distancing since mid-March. But it's May, and it's May 1st, which is May Day. And May Day is it's a holiday. It's like Easter or Mother's Day in the spring, and it celebrates spring. And the tradition of May Day is doing a May basket. Does anybody remember doing a May basket in elementary school? I do. And you take the May basket and you fill it with flowers and you put it on somebody's doorknob. So I got to thinking, like, no one does that anymore, or very few people. And wouldn't it be nice during this time period when people are alone or you want to do something nice for someone that you do a May basket? So I'm proposing that people do this. And you, maybe you have somebody that's somebody on the front line, you know, of a healthcare worker or fireman or policeman or grocery store worker that are out there during this time period, or maybe somebody that's alone or the elderly that you would like to do something nice for. So I'm hoping everyone does this. A May basket traditionally is a paper cone. So you could make a paper cone out of just regular construction paper. I made this one out of some paper, handmade paper that my son had given me, and you put a handle on it so you can hang it on the door. And you fill it with flowers. This is another one that maybe you want to make. It's a strawberry basket with some jute, just a little modern take on the May basket, or just use a regular basket. I am going to use this adorable gift bag that someone gave me to put my May basket and hang it on the door. Today's flowers, what I'm going to use are just things, again, that I found in my yard. I have lilacs starting to bloom, which smell, oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. I have daffodils. I have hellebores. Let me get this beauty up here so you can see it. So hellebores. I have leucojum, which is summer snowflake. And I have a succulent. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I'm going to show you how you can put a succulent into a bouquet. I'm going to start with that. So I took all of the soil off of my succulent. Now, if I was going to use this in like a brada bouquet, I would take all the roots off. But I'm hoping that the person I give my May basket to is going to plant this. So I'm going to leave the roots on for them. And I'm going to take a wire, and you might even need to. This is a pretty heavy gauge wire. And I'm going to stick it through the stem of the succulent. Right like that, right underneath the leaves. And I'm going to pull that wire down. And then what I'm going to use is floral tape, which is the green waxy type of tape. And I'm going to start at the top. And this tape, you want to stretch it as you go along. And I'm going to cover up those roots. But whoever I give this to, I'm going to tell them that they can unwrap this and plant it. And this is one of those succulents. It's a hens and chick that you could even use outdoors. So I'm going around, I'm wrapping. Trick to using floral tape is that you have to stretch it while you wrap it, and that makes it adhere. Almost done here. There you go. And I'm going to show you today how I make a handheld bouquet. And this is the way that I learned. I'm going to start with some of my taller stuff. I'm going to use lilac. Now lilac can wilt down. So what you want to do is take all the stems, all the flower, all the leaves off of it. And with woody stems, you want to cut the bottom, and then you're going to go up the stem, cutting it one way, and then cutting it at a 45, spin it 45 degrees, and then you go another way. I keep everything in my left hand. I'm going to start with a lilac. I'm going to do a leucosium. Another leucosium. And I just want this to be pretty and airy. And I'm holding it all at the same place. And the flowers don't all have to face front. They can face, like I just put that daffodil on the side, just natural looking. This lilac's a little too heavy. Cutting the stems so that they drink better. Looking good already. Kind of tricky, trying to use your scissors and also cut your stems, but you're keeping it still all in one hand. Really liking the way this is looking. It's pretty, it's fun, whimsical, got a lot of color. And right in the middle, I'm going to put my succulent. All right, I think I'm looking pretty good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm taking I need to get one piece of leaf off here. I'm gonna take a rubber band and I'm gonna tie the whole thing together with the rubber band. Wrapping it. And that's what's going to hold this bouquet. And then I want to cut my stems off. I'm just guessing where I need my stems cut off. I'm not really even sure. Put it into my basket. And I will probably, when I do this for good, will put a little bit of plastic, like a plastic bag filled with some wet paper towels to hold this. And I think I might even tie off this bag with a little ribbon. So there you go. There's my May basket. And I will show this to you set up on a doorknob so you see what it looks like. Who would not want to open the door and find this on their doorknob? Beautiful. I just wanted to mention too that Winterthur has a maypole which is another May Day tradition, in their enchanted garden. So when we have stopped self-isolating and we can get out and Winterthur is open, go visit the maypole. It's so much fun.